to pop rivets or screws, and flexible bedding, which will guarantee that the joint will stay watertight for several years, perhaps the life of the boat.
Another form of halted deck attachment is the outward turning flange. This is usually used on types of boats which are intended for lighter service. And these attachments are usually through-screwed or riveted and covered with some form of rub rail.
This particular boat is a 25-foot Mako outboard fisherman. It's had some damage and it's had its rub rail removed, and it gives you a good indication of a cap flange type arrangement. What happens is the hull molding actually comes up and the deck molding comes over and is fastened through to the hull molding and bolted together. You can see the bolts have been removed here. And the unit is not bed very well anymore, but that'll give you a good idea what a cap flange connection between the deck and the hull molding is about.
No signs of leakage should be noted anywhere in the hull to deck joint, and no signs of deterioration or stressing of the fasteners and bedding should be seen either when inspecting the hull to deck joint from inside. On many boats, of course, it's impossible to get to this portion of the vessel's construction, as it's usually obscured by joinery or liners. One should, however, peer into every closet, nook, and cranny to determine the type of attachment used. This is usually easier in the anchor locker, the lazarette, or the cockpit lockers of a boat. Next major area we'll look at here on the boat is the deck and cabin moldings. We'll be taking a close look at several areas of the deck and cabin equipment. Primarily, number 1, the deck and deck surface. Number 2, the attachment of hardware. Number 3, hatches, stowage, and other equipment located on deck. Number 4, rigging hardware found on deck. Number 5, the cockpit and its control systems. And number 6, the various coring systems such as a balsa coring system, which we'll see, which was used in the deck of a fiberglass sailboat. All forms of deck hardware and cabin structures are encountered in yachts today. However, they do share several things in common. Most decks are equipped with a molded-in-place, non-skid type of gel coat over the fiberglass laminate in order to prevent slippage while on deck. This is important from the standpoint of the safety of the crew, and the quality of the non-skid should be good enough to keep your foot from sliding down along the deck when the deck is wet. More expensive yachts will have teak decks, which are commonly considered to be the very best form of non-skid. These should be well bed and secured to the fiberglass laminate beneath and should show no evidence of leaking through their securing points or sacrifice of the bungs over the screw.